and welcome to Pinkerton Academy in Derry, New Hampshire, New Hampshire's oldest high school, founded in 1814, and it is a tradition of winning here at Pinkerton as they continue to seek another championship in 2025. But tonight, the Salem Blue Devils are upset-minded, led by zero, Jordan Zanini, numeral 0. You see him warming up there before a delayed game because of an outage. Jordan Zanini is JZ. He is a 99-yard problem for his opposition. Whether it's the defense, the offense, the kickoff cover teams, or the punt return teams, he returns the football the length of the field. A champion sprinter with 2,000 all-purpose yards, 4 kickoff return touchdowns, a punt return touchdown, and 2 defensive pick sixes, including in last week's defeat of Memorial, their upset win. Jordan Zanini is in an upset state of mind. JZ. Here's Jason Roby. I'm John Collins with Steve Cody, the highlight guy, as we bring you tonight's D1 semifinal telecast. Today's matchup is brought to you by THG Sports Network in conjunction with the NFHS Network. We thank you for watching. I believe this is going to be a great game. It's a 2 wicked great Friday night matchups here on a Friday night in mid-November on Wicked 2 weekend.
How do I follow that up? The man is on a roll. I should just sit down and let him go, Steve Cody.
We got Bedford and South going at it.
Yeah, Bedford and South going at it, and that should be a
what
great
did we
game.
have in common already?
So we had a power outage. However, there were no lights, but the band played on, John Collins. It was unbelievable. All the power went out here at Pinkerton Academy, and we heard that the power went out at Bedford as well. The lights have been restored. Power is back on, and we have what should be a fantastic semifinal game. Winner, as of right now, will go to Stello Stadium in Nashua for the championship game. There has been some talk a little bit about potentially changing the venue. Of course, that's third-hand knowledge. Not sure how true that is, but as of right now, the championship game in Division I will be played in the gate city of Nashua, New Hampshire. The captains are on the 50-yard line, their respective sidelines, getting ready to head out for the coin toss, and it looks like I see helmets coming off. We're probably going to do the national anthem first, so we will pause for this break in the action for our national anthem. You are watching the NFHS Network New Hampshire Division I state semifinals at Pinkerton Academy. Pinkerton and Salem. Coin toss coming up right after the national anthem.
Please remain standing to be playing our national anthem by the Pinkerton Academy Marching Band under the direction of Amy Scott Captain.
Well, the Pinkerton band has had a great performance already. A couple of them, as you alluded to in the open, Jason Roby. It was a remarkable thing that happened with the complete blackout here. In this booth, everywhere you could look, it was dark. And there's that old cliche, they didn't miss a beat. They literally didn't miss a beat. They kept playing on at top volume, and it was fantastic.
It was an experience, and I've been involved with football for a very long time, and I've never seen anything quite like that where the power went out, but the band played on. It was. We can look back and laugh at it now.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would have done if they hadn't been able to restore power, but both of the teams send their captains out to the 50 right now for the coin toss.
I love the mention you made to me about the Titanic, the band playing on.
Yeah.
The great thing is, though, for us, we're not on a sinking ship. We're at a football field where we got two great teams matched up tonight. They did play earlier in the season.
Yeah, both of these teams are well familiar with one another. It was a 33-19 win for Pinkerton in the regular season, but a lot of people don't look. The stats don't quite tell the story. It was a Salem team that ran for over 300 yards in that game. They actually outgained the Astros. So a matter of not being able to punch it in, maybe turnovers, things of that nature at inopportune times. And these teams know each other quite well. They go to Wing T camp together. You're going to see very similar offenses out on the field with the Wing T type of offense where each play sets up the next one. It's old school football, and both of these teams are here to tell you that, listen, old school football produces, and the results are in the pudding here as these guys are perennial playoff teams, and they're meeting once again in the semifinals.
Old school is right. 211 years old is Pinkerton Academy. It is the oldest high school in New Hampshire. I feel right at home. I went to the oldest high school in the country, Boston Latin, 1635.
There you go.
Pinkerton is just a youngin' to us. We're in 390 years, but I digress. I mean, the head coach of Salem is Steve Abraham. Head coach of Brian Rowley is who else? He's been the head coach for all of your lifetime.
Yeah, I remember
1978.
I remember watching the state championship game back in 1985 as a youngster in my living room at home, and Brian O'Reilly's Pinkerton Academy Astros defeated the Keene Blackbirds 52-0. Ryan Mahalko and Joe Segretti were the running backs on that team. They were fantastic players. Segretti went to Holy Cross. Mahalko ended up at Notre Dame. That's a pretty good backfield tandem.
Wow.
Pinkerton won the toss, and they will receive the opening kickoff. It's going to be a good game. It's a little chilly out there tonight, but the lights are working. That's good, and we are ready for semifinal action. As John Collins mentioned, the winner here will play the winner of the other semifinal, which is Bedford and Nashua South, and that should be a good one as well,
Yeah, and
John.
that's supposed to kick off at
7 o'clock, so we're not too far away.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a delay from that
Right.
standpoint, but we're in pretty good shape here. Both teams ready to go. A little bit past 6:15 right now, so everything looks as good to go.
You mentioned 14 players on Salem start each way. They
Yeah.
are mandatory two-way players. Maybe the star of the show, we're looking at his back right now, is Jordan Zanini, Jay-Z on the right. Pinkerton's got a whole bunch of talent as well. They have a running back by committee with guys averaging 100 yards. And same thing for Salem. They got a 200 or 300-yard gainers per game. It is a clash of high school titans here tonight. And the kickoff by Salem. Their very tall kicker lines it down the field, down the middle. It is fielded at about the 10-yard line. Sprinting to the left is number 24. This is Aiden Chapman, and he gets a big gain on the return.
Yeah, Ryan Bryant's kickoff was a low-line drive, and we always talk about the importance of the kicking game. Those low-line drives are great kicks to return because the ball is in your hand, and you can start the return before the kickoff team is even halfway down the field. The one thing I like there is that they returned it to the Salem sideline. Typically, they'll bring it to the home sideline, so good job there by going against the grain. It'll be 1st and 10 for Pinkerton from their own 41-yard line.
So that was Brady Spellman, number 24, on the return. He had a great vision as he did get the line drive and had plenty of time to pick his spot. As Jason just said, not the best start for Salem, but it is only the very first play. It's 1st and 10 from the Astros 41. They run right. A tackle by committee. But the Salem defense.
Yeah, nice job by the Salem defense. What Pinkerton did there is they did a tight end trade. They tried to do some window dressing where they changed their strength, and then they come in motion. Just ran an isolation play, and you know, you look past all that stuff and you just do your job. Great job by the interior of the Salem defense. Looked like it was led by number 57 there, at Caden Alsop, so nice job.
It was. There he is, the left defensive end, as the Astros get set up on offense. Snapping the football for Pinkerton tonight will be number 55, and that is Tyler Hellawell. Looking to pass as he rolls right. It is incomplete, thrown behind the receiver. Would have been first down yardage. It is going to be third down and long.
We talked, John, in the pregame about how each play sets up the next one. They came with motion again, but this time they ran a play-action pass trying to draw up the secondary and the linebackers. Throw was a little bit wide and outside, setting up a huge third down here.
Aiden McDonald, the senior quarterback, has to come up with a pressure play on the Astros' first possession of this D1 semifinal game for 2025, trying to keep the drive alive and convert here on 3rd and 7. He'll hand it off to the right and hit at the line of scrimmage and tackle this Spellman.
Yeah, they just ran what a play called power or an off-tackle play. Looked like number 54 led the charge there, Jack Richard. But a nice job by the defense. Look, you're going to get belly, you're going to get ISO, you're going to get power, you're going to get some kind of wing-back counter, and you're going to get all of your play-action passes. So Salem, that runs a very similar offense, not fooled here. 4th and 5, the Astros will punt from their own 46-yard line.
Well, part of the keys to the game, according to Coach Abraham, as he told you, is stop their run. They did in the opening possession, nearly get a block. The punt is away. It is fielded at the 25-yard line, cutting to the outside, just a 3-yard return. But the Salem Blue Devils have it for the first time after a 3-and-out stop.
Yeah, that was your man number 0 there, Zanini, and a good job. That was a rainmaker punt that was caught by him, and a good tackle down the field by number 24, Brady Spellman. And Salem will set up shop. We'll get our first look at the Blue Devil offense. They set up at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
That was Salem's Jack Marconi, who's a tight end and linebacker who nearly got to that punt and nearly blocked it. He ran by the kicker without contact, but that's something that Pinkerton's going to have to adjust.
Well, they had pressure from both sides, so it seemed like they have multiple issues there. So we'll look at that down the road.
And we get a first look at the Salem Blue Devils wing tee. They knocked off Memorial in the quarterfinal to get here.
Interesting, they both trade on their first snap.
And the handoff is to Zanini. He's got a gain of 1.
Yeah, that was Caruso, number 99, in on that tackle. And kind of interesting, that's like looking in the mirror, right? Both teams come out and they do the tight end trade. They set up in the slot. And kind of the same result, a minimal gain on 1st down, 2nd down, and 9.
Who wins a chess game when they just copy each other's move for move?
The one that has the best field goal kicker.
So now you telling me are you going to tell me that they're going to roll right and pass here?
I mean, you never know. There have been funnier things that have happened here.
So the Blue Devils facing 2nd and long. 9 yards to get the first down. And the handoff is to nobody as he rolls right and passes it. And it's incomplete. He did have a receiver that was right there. It was the tight end Marconi, incomplete on what was a good pass by Aiden McDonald.
So to answer your question, John, yes, play action, except they came back with a waggle look. They faked the fullback trap. They faked the power. Quarterback rolls out to the right. Marconi was wide open, went through his hands. You cannot give multiple opportunities to this Pinkerton team. You've got to take advantage. You got to catch that ball.
Maybe big game jitters there for both teams on their first passes. They're not able to connect, and they go in complete and set up another 3rd and long. And McDonald is hitting the backfield. He gets rid of it. It's incomplete. He might have been down with his knee. We'll have to wait the call.
Yeah, I think they're marking it right there potentially, and yeah, they are. So that was going to go down as a sack. And they came back with the same exact play, waggle, which makes me wonder at some point are we going to see waggle throwback. Again, both of these teams so well coached, so well versed, and they practice against this look every day in practice, right? So they don't have to learn a new offense. They just do what they normally do. So you could very well see a low-scoring game here tonight, John.
It is a Pinkerton alumni game in a way, too, when you have the success that Coach Brian O'Reilly has had in 48 years. You're going to end up coaching against former players on the opposite sideline. That's what's happening tonight. We'll get more into that. Fair catch is called, this time by Pinkerton's number 2. That's Jury Nunez with the catch.
Yeah, that was a great punt. Kind of flipped the script a little bit again on the field
From
position.
deep in his own end, yeah.
And it was a nice job by Salem. So now we'll get our second look at the Pinkerton offense. They break the huddle. They come out. Isolation play off to the left side, bouncing to the outside, coming back, and a good job by Salem doing their job. As we know in the wing T, every play designed to cut back against the grain. So you got to stay home, don't over pursue, and the backside did that as number 24, Brady Spellman, got the carry. Spellman, 52 carries, 449 yards on the season, and a running back by committee, which you alluded to earlier, John.
Caden Alsop, number 57, the defensive tackle, again in on the stop. He's having a great start to this semifinal game tonight. You see him there on the left side, closest to us on the defensive line. Now he's joined by a linebacker, Marconi, who's looking kind of blitzy here. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Big opening, huge gainer to midfield and more for number 24, Brady Spellman.
Yeah, you're going to watch this back on the highlight guy replay, and you can see, we're a little glitchy there, but that's okay. But Spellman had a huge hole. It opened right up. Good blocking at the point of attack by the left side of that Pinkerton Academy offense. And they flipped the field, 1st and 10 from the Salem 45-yard line.
Yeah, you went right past the center of the line where Tyler Hellewell is snapping the football. So good job by the offensive line of Pinkerton to open up their biggest hole of the night. And it is a keeper, fake the handoff, play action, complete to Spellman out in the right sideline area. Biggest pass play of the night, first completion for either team.
It's been the Spellman show in the early going here, John. They're finding him, and I had my eyes on the offensive line there for Pinkerton. They all just did what we call a vertical set. They stood straight up. There was no pull. It was man-on blocking, all pass blocking, good cut protection. Spellman all alone in the secondary.
Yeah, they faked the handoff, and that drew some run defense to come up.
Well, that's how you know they're peeking in the backfield and not at the offensive line. Both guards pull here.
Gets it again. He's inside the 20.
Yeah, that's a super power play where both guards pull. They down block at the point of attack. Both guards pull, one to seal, one to kick out, and Spellman just followed his lead interference. Nice gain there. Pinkerton has something brewing.
A couple of 3-and-outs to start the game. This is the second possession for the Astros, and they are moving the football rapidly down the field. They are on the 19-yard line, second down and 10, and 4. Handoff, and Spellman's got it. He has the first down, and he is tackled at about the 10.
Yeah, Spellman just doing a nice job of following his blockers up front. And Xander Wood, from his linebacker position, made the tackle, but not before the Astros were able to pick up that first down. It'll be 1st and 10, and what's worse for Salem is that Pinkerton can get a first down here.
You were mentioning that one of the strengths of this Astros team is how good they are inside their 10, inside their 5 to score on.
Offensively and defensively.
And they're able to complete drives.
Yeah, the defense will give you fits. They'll give you nightmares, and they finish drives, John.
And the handoff is to the fullback. He is able to muscle his way to about the 5 before forward progress is stopped. And there is a flag behind the ball carrier.
Yeah, we're going to get a face mask here. The tackle was up around the helmet, and it was pretty easy to see. And that's going to give a half the distance to the goal penalty on that face mask.
So about the 3.5-yard line, if it's right from where the ball is spotted at the moment.
And they will be close to first down territory here. And anytime you give the Astros 4 shots or 4 bites at the apple from inside the 5, the odds are in their favor.
Is that an automatic first down, Coach?
Well,
personal foul?
Yeah, it's a personal foul.
Even though they don't mark off 10 yards?
They can't mark off 10. They can only go half the distance, and so they're going to repeat.
First down,
They repeat first down. It's not. I don't believe it's automatic. I think they repeat it potentially.
Well, if I'm a running back, I want the yards.
Well, yeah, they're not going
to. So if it's a repeat down, or it's semantics for us though.
That's
it's
right.
on. The ball is on the 4, just up beyond the 4, and Pinkerton threatening to punch it in here.
So imagine this: you can get another first down.
Yeah.
And 2.5 more yards.
Oh, you can.
Yep.
That's right. So it's repeat first down, as you said. That's what it is.
Tight end flip sides.
Yeah, it's not goal to go yet. And the handoff,
ISO,
number
touchdown.
2, and it just basically walks into the end zone.
Yeah.
That is Ryson Michaud.
Yeah, Michaud, and that's a name that's been around in this program for years. I must have older brothers and cousins that have gone through here. But what Pinkerton did there is they put big number 99 in the backfield, and they used him to kind of set the tone. They shifted him back to the tight end position. They ran over that left side. They ran what's called an isolation play where they lead up to the linebacker with a fullback, and Michaud goes in pretty much untouched.
And now the extra point for Pinkerton as they try to make it a 7-0 lead with 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Ball's up, and the kick is good. The kick made by number 28, John Pappas. Pinkerton are the defending champions in New Hampshire D1 football. They beat Londonderry last year 42-7, and it was the 12th championship in Pinkerton coach Brian O'Reilly's illustrious career.
Yep, illustrious. He got me for one of those for his 10th, 14-7. Not on this field; it was grass back then, but
it was.
Yeah, they've always put out a great program, and Coach O'Reilly is at the top of the list in terms of all-time wins. And just a fantastic program. Hey, Final Forms are an official partner of the NHIAA. See finalforms.com for more. And Pinkerton, let's see if they kick it or they spread. They're going to spread. Today's matchup is brought to you by the THG Sports Network in conjunction with the NFHS Network. We thank you for watching. All right, 7-0 Pinkerton as they prepare to kick off.
Let's see what John Pappas does here. We saw a ton of onside kicks and squib kicks in the Division II game. That's pretty close. It's a hard one-hopper ground ball in the hole at shortstop. It's picked up at about the 21 and returned only a few yards. Again, Salem forced to start first and 10, pretty much deep in their own end.
That was Colin Salkovich, and I hesitate to say it, but it looked like they were getting ready to run the dealer there on that return potentially. That's where everybody bunches up, and one guy goes one way, one guy goes another. They fake some handoffs. But, Salkovich took what he could get, and we'll have to watch again to see if they do that.
Ooh, penalty against the return team. So that's a difficult twist for the Blue Devils as they are about to start their second possession down 7-0.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Salem. They're going to get backed up. And this is a Salem team that again, a running back by committee. We mentioned Zanini earlier, Colin Salkovich on that return. They have Shakrala, Aiden Shakrala, one of the running backs. Van Mason, their quarterback, he can run it a little bit. So this is a team that will go by committee.
Took a while to sort this out, and
not sure what the call was.
The
I
point
didn't
was
see it
toward Pinkerton at the end. I'm not sure. Did they even mark anything off?
I don't know. Maybe they were asking to turn some more lights on.
I think they waved it off, whatever that flag was supposed to be.
Okay.
It is 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at their 26-yard line.
I'll tell you what I think that penalty was, and then they waved it off in just a minute.
Sure. Under center, the handoff up the middle, slips a tackle and gains about 4 on 1st down.
Salkovich, good tough running there off to the left side. He'll get tackled by the linebacking core, and the defensive lineman on the play was big number 75. He was in there for Pinkerton, Elliot Ingraham. So a 2nd down, but a good gain on 1st down. I believe they may have said there was an illegal forward handoff or forward advancement of the ball, but the ball never changed hands, so I don't know that could be called. They waved it off.
You can't penalize
You
a
can't
fake
penalize
dealer?
something that didn't happen.
Right. A non-deal on the dealer play. There's a running back that's hitting right near the line of scrimmage and doesn't go much of anywhere, maybe a yard for the Blue Devils. It'll be 3rd and about 5.
Good play there by number 9, Aiden King for the Astros. He got up in there and stuffed that. It's going to be 3rd down. And again,
Maybe 4.
anytime you can get to 3rd down territory, you feel pretty confident against the team you're playing because you know the plays that you're going to get. You're going to get trap, you're going to get power, you're going to get some kind of play action pass, and everybody has to do their job. We'll see what Salem dials up here.
There's Zanini, the champion sprinter who split wide to the left. Numeral 0, and he's going to be a
Toss
half-pack pass recipient as they throw it. It's blocked, incomplete at the point of the toss.
Yeah.
As a hit as he threw it was Salem's number 5, Aiden Shikrala.
Yeah, Aiden King also in there for Pinkerton. And I will say this, you could tell by formation what was happening here. They had 2 tight slot men off to that left side, and you knew they were either going to try to run a quick jet sweep or potentially that toss pass. We've seen that before, and that's just recognizing formation, recognizing something that, they don't normally line up in this. When they do, we can fully expect to see something that we might not have on film.
So Aiden King was the player that knocked it down, and that was a great play. He was obviously attentive to that left side of the Salem offense. There's another high arcing punt. This one's not a fair catch, but it's a great Blue Devils bounce and roll.
Wow.
It takes it down to almost the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Astros.
Yeah, and you heard me say, John, this is a game where it could be determined by the kicking game. I mean, both of these teams are very familiar with what each other runs offensively. Of course, Pinkerton with that lead right now, and I truly believe it could be a low-scoring affair based on that. The Blue Devils just flipped the script here. They slanted the field back towards Pinkerton. One of the things we've seen this Astro team do that's uncommon of them, the turnovers and the penalties. I know Coach O'Reilly has not been real happy with that from his team in a couple of their losses here, so I'm sure a huge emphasis is, look, if we get backed up in our own area, let's keep the yellow flags in the officials' pockets, and let's keep 2 hands on the football.
And so back on offense go the Astros, trying to go up by 2 scores. Oof. The handoff is to the right side, and it's a modicum, a medium gain there on 1st down for Pinkerton. Good job by the Salem defense.
Yeah, that was number 52, Josiah Pabon, who came up. And again, a heavy dose of Brady Spellman. They tried that speed sweep to the field, to the strength, and Salem just dialed in. But a 5-yard gain, so pretty impressive play on 1st down.
Yeah, a lot of Salem defenders had flocked to the ball and looked like they were standing up their running back, and then you look over and it's 5 yards on 1st down, and who wouldn't take that? Most offenses would.
Well, the one thing they will not let you do in this offense is if you are not a strong runner and keep your legs going, you can't play running back in this offense.
And so there is a end around for Spellman, and he is wrestled down just beyond the 30. That's going to be a 1st down for the Astros.
Yeah, it was Josiah Pabon again, number 52, reaching in there. But a nice job of just following your blockers at the point of attack and keeping things going. 1st and 10 for the Astros.
Pinkerton had such a great start to the season. They were 6-0 at one point before they ran into Andover, Memorial, and South. 3 straight losses to end the regular season, but still got the 1st round bye. So they're trying to use that bye and bypass 28 is where we are and just go right to the state final next Saturday, which will be scheduled to be at Stellos. Big holes, and Spellman sprints to midfield.
Great job. They just ran that ISO play again. Spellman following his lead blocker, climbing up on that linebacker, reading those blocks up front. And they found something, between the tackles. It seems like they like the left side. To the outside so far, they like the right side. But a nice job. It's just great offense and textbook wing T. We have a timeout on the field called by Salem. That's their first timeout of the 1st half, and they want to talk things over. They had this Pinkerton team pinned pretty deep. And now the Astros are on the march. That'll give us a chance to talk about Northwest Designs, Inc. Championship apparel is available online from our partners at Northwest Designs, Inc. Shop online at northwest-designs-apparel.com/NHIAA-store. New Hampshire State Liquor Commission. Congratulations to all the incredible athletes competing in the NHIAA State Championships. As you continue to push your limits and chase greatness, the New Hampshire Liquor Enforcement reminds everyone to stay strong and responsible. Let's work together to prevent underage alcohol and tobacco use. Lastly, Heritage Home Service applauds the effort and teamwork displayed today. Just like the student athletes and coaches, they are dedicated to meeting any plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical challenge. They give their all in every job for every customer. Keep striving for greatness with Heritage Home Services.
Ball near hash mark. The Astros first and 10 right at midfield here at Pinkerton Academy on a Friday night D1 semifinal. Friday night, November 21 of 2025. It's a short gain on first down as the Salem defenders swarm to the football.
First carry by Joseph Asanya, and he's carried 39 times for 217 yards from that fullback position. He just had a straight dive. I don't even think it was a trap, just went straight ahead on the belly type play, and Salem held him to just we'll call it a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, still managed to get 3, and so we'll see if Astros continue to mix the pass in their offense. They have done so far tonight with some success, keeping Salem's defense off balance. The handoff is to the running back to the right, and a flag flies behind the play. Could be holding, came from the lead referee. We'll take a look at whether this is coming back, and yes,
it is. Spellman was on that carry once again. Jack Marconi from his linebacker spot came across, made a nice form tackle, and they're going to back the Astros up here. So just like we talked about, you want to keep those flags in the official's pocket. You don't want to give the other team an opportunity to make you face those 2nd and longs and 3rd and longs where you do have to start throwing the ball around the yard. You said, John, it'd be interesting to see if they come back with play action. When you're moving the ball up the field like this, I'd be very surprised if we were to see Coach O'Reilly start throwing the ball. But when it's 2nd and 17, now you've got to go into that playbook a little bit deeper.
Yeah, you're way behind the sticks right here. This is a stop that the Salem Blue Devils would desperately like to get. They're down by a score to begin the football game. There's only 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the first quarter that Pinkerton has fairly dominated, and this would be huge if Salem could get the ball back with a chance to tie.
And just as we said that, you have a tight end trips look to the bottom of the screen, split into the top. One back in the backfield. McDonald sends him in motion.
Aiden McDonald pitches it to Spellman, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just a jet sweep and a nice job by the defense led by Shakrala as he came up and made a nice stick. They tried to influence it with some speed motion to that side, but they were up for the challenge on that speed sweep.
I think somebody's been watching film. Shakrala read that so well. He was there to greet Spellman before he could even think about turning the corner, and they lose a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 17.
So again, Pinkerton was moving the ball at will down the field, and that penalty really just took them out of sorts. And now they're going to have to go. This is an unbalanced line, which usually is a run play to this side. That's exactly what it is.
Saw Spellman move early, but there was no flag, and he gets tackled right at the line of scrimmage
and
or behind it.
Again, John, what we're talking about here is they do a tight end trade, and the tight end is now covered up by the split end. And anybody that runs the wing T knows that's probably going to be a run play to that side. Salem was dialed in. They recognized that play. They recognized unbalanced, and they were up for the challenge. 4th down and long for the Astros.
And we have reached the end of the first quarter. John Collins along with Jason Roby on the NFHS Network, brought to you by, in conjunction with the highlight guy, Steve Cody, alongside. It is the end of the first quarter, start to the second, as the Pinkerton punting team will be on the field.
Yeah, it's again, you don't want to go backwards, as you mentioned. You don't want to be playing behind the sticks against the team that knows this offense. It's a game of emotion. It's a game of drives. It's a game of when you get the momentum, it's kind of hard to stop, but you can stop yourself. And that's, I think, what happened on that drive by Pinkerton is they kind of stopped themselves and brought themselves way behind the sticks, took them out of their flow offensively.
And it's sort of a chess match between two opponents who know each other almost too well.
Yeah, each of these teams right now, they have some plays in their back pocket, some trick plays that they know they're going to have to go to at some point. We've already seen a toss pass that was knocked down. We've seen some unbalanced line. We've seen some point of attack numbers where they try to run that sweep. There are some more plays to come, I'm sure, from both of these teams.
Zanini back by himself to return this punt, and he's going to let it bounce to the far side. Actually, this is a double return, man. Tackled out of bounds near the Salem sideline.
I don't know if they're going to call a blindside block over there, and I feel like it wasn't a clip. We'll see what the call is, but I like what Salem does. They had twin safeties back so that any kick to the side, someone could return it instead of having just one man deep. It looked like there was a block either in the back or they're going to call a blindside block of some sort. You saw the Salem player put his arms up like, I didn't do it. Yeah, you're going to get a block in the back.
There you go.
And that's a tough one because now you have to start deep in your own territory.
That's a subjective call many times, right? You got a guy that's maybe turned sideways a little bit. And is it his back? Is it his side?
If you hit him in the side, the key is where you make initial contact, right? If you can get that number closest to you on the jersey in the front, you're not going to get a call. But a lot of times it depends on the angle. It also depends on the angle that the official is standing at as well.
Yeah.
What do they see, right?
Right. And there's a lot of officials on the field that might not have the optimum angle, but the bottom line is Salem is forced to start out deep in their own territory, trying to tie this game up, but they got a long way to go, namely 88 yards, and they get maybe a few on first down. Looked like Zanini going left.
Yeah, Sanya was first man there. He read power all the way. Came up from his position at linebacker and did a nice job.
So he did get 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Blue Devils.
And again, the one thing, John, that you think about with these offenses is that's a good first down play, right? You get 4 yards on first down, you come back to the same play potentially to face a 3rd and short.
And the Blue Devils hoping for a big chunk play on offense like Brady Spellman has had a couple of times. They go up the middle, crashing forward. Decent gain on 2nd down, but well short of the first down marker.
I think they had the right play called there, and I'll tell you why. They caught Pinkerton in a shift. The line shifted to the Salem side. They ran a fullback trap, and as a result, they set up a 3rd and short. So that's another victory for the Salem team. 3rd and manageable here.
So they need to get a couple of yards. We've seen the Salem defense come up with stops in the Pinkerton backfield, and the Astros will be trying to return the favor here. The handoff to the left, and following his blocks and hit short of the sticks.
It's going to be close. You can see that far side official. He is kind of even with those sticks. It was power off to the left side. I think he's going to have it, John.
Oh, really? Shikrala crashing into
he got the
blockers.
First down.
He did get it.
I was watching the far side official. They were marking the ball, and he was beyond the sticks. Tough angle for us, but a good initial contact. They ran power into the boundary, and Shikrala just bounced off the first would-be tackler and was able to fall forward just beyond the sticks, 1st and 10.
Got just enough. Aiden Shikrala gets the job done on the handoff left. So let's see where they come up with first down here at the 23-yard line with just under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Low-scoring first half as it's been mostly defensively dominated other than that great single drive that the Pinkerton Astros had. They run left. They ran
a blitz from the boundary there, and he ran right by that play as they ran off the left tackle. When you blitz and you guess wrong, a lot of times that's going to give a good yardage to the offensive team. And a pretty good pickup on first down. We'll call it 2nd and 6, gain of 4 on the play.
That was Colin Salkovitz with the carry. One of the running backs that's put up big yards this season despite missing some games.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? We'll talk about it after this play, a battle of attrition.
Yeah, one game in particular, 8 starters were out. There's going to be a pass play. He pulls it down, throws it short, and it's tipped incomplete, intended for Aiden Shakrala in the right flat, and a great
we
pass
have
rush.
a flag that came down late, John, and I don't know if it's going to be a rough in the passer call, but it was in the backfield there. So
I think you're right,
yeah,
Jason, just
yep.
by the body language of Noah Rao, the safety blitz.
And again, a penalty, excuse me, John, a penalty. It is roughing the passer. That's a penalty you cannot take because you're going to face third down and long, and instead it's first down for Salem. And again, it's a momentum. You can look at the Pinkerton team. And they got their hands on their hips. Some of them, you can tell. It's a game of emotion, and they're riding that emotion right now. And now Salem gets a do-over, a fresh start.
Erases a great defensive play by the Astros and gives Salem a much-needed break as they will get out closer to midfield with this 1st and 10 after the 15-yard unsportsmanlike
roughing the
passer was called. Not unsportsmanlike, but just getting a little bit too excited.
Open formation here by Salem. Interesting. They go split end to the top of the screen, flanker to the bottom of the screen. As a tight end trips look towards us in the booth.
Van Mason calling signals under center. He fakes the pitch, looking to pass, straight drop over the middle.
Got a man.
And it's overthrown.
Intercepted
on the overthrow. Running it back like a bullet to the left. Has just one man to beat. Has a block. Gets tripped up by his own guy and is down. But it's a pick.
Bryson Michaud.
Michaud, nearly a pick six.
They had something, John, and they were running that fake toss look, and they had a man running all alone down the middle of the field. Just too much mustard on that hot dog. Got beyond the receiver's hands. Michaud, the recipient of that pass, it was tipped, and Michaud flips the script, and now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Astros from the Salem 23-yard line. First turnover of the game.
That pass was there to be completed. It was just simply a not accurate throw. It was over the head of Salem's number 8, Jack Marconi, who had position underneath. And the running play to the left, Spellman falls forward for a big gain on 1st down.
Yeah, obviously the game plan is clear. A heavy dosage of Spellman in the first half by the Astros, and he'll pick up 4, maybe close to 5 yards on that 1st down carry.
Yep, and wow, a break for the Salem Blue Devils to get that roughing the passer, but then they give it right back with the overthrow and the Michaud interception. He nearly ran it back all the way. I don't know if you noticed, but he fell over his own guy.
Yeah, his old man was trying to lead block and hit the deck, and but he tried to make it happen.
And now the Astros try to grind it in.
Wow.
And still on his feet, running to the right and into the end zone for a touchdown from 19 yards is number 10 for Pinkerton, Joseph Osanya.
And I'm going to tell you right there, Osanya followed his fullback through the hole, which is exactly what you're taught to do. There was nobody there to block, and so he just kept running. Gets to that second level, and a good athletic move by Osanya to bounce it to the outside when he got to that second level. And suddenly, this game about to go 14-0 with 8:01 to go in the first half.
What a turn of events. Salem was driving. They were close to midfield. Interception, a couple of running plays, and the Astros are in the end zone. The extra point, again, is good, and it is a 14-0 lead for the home team here in Derry.
And we talked about it, one of the keys to victory. You got to take care of the football. You can't give extra possessions to a team like Pinkerton because they will make you pay, and that's exactly what happened there on that interception. A great job by the Astros defensively. Now, if you're Salem, you don't panic. That's a play you're going to go back to because it's there. It was open. And, you could have been looking at a 14-point swing there in terms of that ball gets complete. Who knows? But it wasn't, and the Astros take advantage.
So it'll be a kickoff again by Pinkerton. See what kind of variety of kickoff they go with here. Their kicker is John Pappas. High 30s today, and no rain, though.
Thank goodness for that. Yeah. This Salem team has been snake bit a bunch by Pinkerton. They played in the championship game in '85, 2005, and 2006.
Low ground ball picked up by Zanini. He's trying to follow a block to the far side of the field. Still on his feet, but then hit and driven to the turf, pancaked at the 20.
That's one of those situations, John. We talked about Pinkerton's first return. On Salem's return, the ball was on the near hash closest to us, and he had to run all the way across the field to try to get to his return. Usually what you tell your guys is, look, if the ball's not close to the return side, take what you can get. There was a lot of running east and west there, and by that time, Pinkerton had narrowed the gap and minimized that gain.
Yeah, I mean, he ran about 40 to gain a couple and then got drilled for the trouble. 7:53 to go first half here in Derry at Pinkerton Academy.
So if you're Salem here, John, I don't think you panic yet. You still continue to run your offense, stay in the flow of what you can do.
And try to string some first downs together. They hand it off to the right. Good job of holding on to the football. And a gain somewhere around 5 yards there for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it's a great first down carry there by the Blue Devils. The tackle was made by Aiden Chapman, but not before picking up 5 yards. So again, the idea here for Salem is, look, let's keep possession of the football. Let's go on a nice drive here. If we have the football, that means Pinkerton doesn't, and get this to a one-score game. I like that common sense there, John. That's pretty good, huh?
Sounds good, Coach. And a handoff to the left. That's number 5, Aiden Shakrala, who gets a first down and more.
Shakrala, nice job getting up the field, following his blocks, and just good power running there by that young man as he gets the first down. They'll move the sticks. Shakrala, 600 yards rushing this year. We talked, John, about this was a snake-bit Salem team. There was one time where they had 8 starters out with injuries. That gave some of their younger players a lot of opportunity to play, made them a little bit better, and now this Salem team kind of battling at full strength.
Love the Shakira reference, by the way.
He's on tonight.
One of my favorites. He's on tonight. Beauty.
All right.
The handoff.
You came with the Jay-Z reference. I get left with Shakira.
He
Ball's on the carpet.
Is it a fumble, or was the ground caused it?
Oh, boy, they're going to say it's Pinkerton ball.
You're right.
Wow.
Another turnover.
Looks like Jordan Ball was Johnny on the spot there for the Astros.
And a crushing blow. You can see the Salem offensive players reacting, who now instantly become defenders. It also looks like Salem's number 55.
A little banged up.
Jimmy Nelson is banged up.
Yeah, he's there's one of their offensive tackles.
Stays out there, though. It was a hand issue he had. But, boy, that one I think hurt him on the inside more than it did his hand, because that was a bad blow again for Salem. They handing the Astros the turnover battle here in the first half.
So play after a turnover, sudden change.
Sudden change.
Let's see what they do. The counter, the wing-back counter. And that is a Pinkerton sudden change play. They come with something you're not used to seeing.
Late flag from way behind the play. The referee did a
holding call, I think, going to be called against
Pinkerton. Yeah.
So there was your sudden change play, John. We talked about this when we covered the Sauhegan-Pelham game last week. Play after a turnover. You're going to try to do something to ride that momentum change. Pinkerton came with that little wing-back counter play, but it's going to be negated. It looks like they're calling block in the back by Pinkerton. So a situation like that.
Block in the back.
Block in the back, and I'm not sure if maybe there was some kind of a stunt up front. And you have to wait for that play to develop on a counter like that. And sometimes if there's a stunt on where someone gets penetration through a gap, you have to make your block. And that time they got hands on the back of somebody.
Yeah, somebody had an angle on Spellman and got hit in the rear numbers, it sounds like. Yeah, Coach Bowker for Sauhegan, big proponent of the sudden change.
Sure.
They have some long bomb passes that they like to do. And, of course, Pinkerton with the ground game. The throw down the middle, a line drive bullet is caught on the run, and it's going to be a touchdown. A 50-yard score for the for the Astros, number 2, Michaud.
Yeah, and believe it or not, John, Salem was actually in pretty good coverage there. They had a free safety coming downhill, just mistimed it, misplayed it. Michaud goes in for 6. I mean, you'll watch that back on the highlight guy replay on the NFHS network. There was a free safety over the top of that and just didn't get to where he needed to be, and I'm sure he's kicking himself for that one.
That was a sudden change play, Jason. They just waited to play.
They waited to play.
They waited to play. That was a page out of the Sauhegan playbook right there. And the kick is good by Pappas. It is a 21-0 lead with just a tick under 6 minutes to go first half. It is all Pinkerton here in the D1 2025 semifinal.
You get 14 points off of turnovers, John, and that is a backbreaker, especially when each of those turnovers, Salem is moving the ball down the field. They're making things happen, and turnover bug will bite you every time, and it's there's no ointment for that.
Interception and then a fumble. Killers for Salem's upset hopes here on a Friday night. Winner will go on to play in the state final 8 days from now at Stello Stadium, tentatively.
Tentatively Stello
1
Stadium.
o'clock,
and
Saturday the 29th.
I'll be on the public address system. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah. And, of course, tonight, as we said, Wicked 2 weekend. It's two wicked matchups.
Yes.
Two wicked good games going on. You got this one, and you have Bedford against South. We'll check in on the update on that.
I see what you did there,
Yeah,
John.
and you know what?
Yeah, wow, you are on your A game today. Postseason. It is postseason, John Collins.
I got a 9-year-old granddaughter in the house, so I'm looking forward to going to see the second one, too. Run back by Zanini as, again, he works from right to left at a little bit better angle this time. He gets it back to about the 25.
Yeah, he followed his block in there.
Make that the 30.
30-yard line, and, that ball was taken more in the middle of the field, so he didn't have as far to go to get to his sideline or his hash mark, rather. That's his checkpoint, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Salem. And, again, I sound like a broken record up here, but I don't think you do anything different. Your plays are working. You just have to take care of the football.
How important is it, though, for Salem to stay in this game by getting a score here?
Important, but not just because you want to narrow the score down. I believe the Blue Devils get the ball in the second half, so you can kind of get a 2-for-1 here potentially.
That's right.
You have to think about those things, the glass being half full.
Yep.
You still got a full half and 5:50 to go in this quarter.
Things do not look good for Salem at the moment, but there is a lot of football left to be played. The first down handoff to the left side for a short gain.
I'll also say this about that, John. Look, you run your offense every week for 10 weeks. You don't suddenly do something else. There's nothing else that you're going to do as well as you run your base stuff. And that, a lot of people in the stands, a lot of those Monday morning quarterbacks, why didn't they change what they were doing? Well, look, you don't get to the semifinals of the state tournament by doing things you don't normally do. And so you dance with the one that brung you, and this is the offense that they run. Here comes a waggle look.
McDonald throws on the run, is complete on the run, trying to turn the corner. Good tackle made just beyond midfield, but it is a completion to Salkovich for the first down.
Yeah, and Salkovich from his position just kind of came out into the flat. Quarterback puts it on him, and look at the result. So you continue to do the things that you do within the confines of your offense. You run trap, you run power, you run sweep, you run waggle, and because that's what you're good at. And the Blue Devils have missed a couple of real close ones in the passing game. Not surprised that they have success there.
1st and 10 at the 49 of Pinkerton. Aiden McDonald hands it off. Shakrala to the left, back to the right. Loads a lot of tackles, still on his feet to the right side. He's got a first down inside the 40.
Now, I'll tell you right now, Shakrala.
How about that run?
A fantastic run, and you heard me say, and the reason being because Shakrala's cut, he was trying to bounce it outside of his pulling guard, and he should have cut it up inside of the pulling guard. He reversed field instead, so the coach and me was getting ready for film session saying, why are you trying to bounce outside of your pulling lineman? You got to cut inside of him. And then when he cut back, I'm like, that's not where the blocking is, and Shakrala just makes an outstanding play because he's a great athlete. Nice job by him.
Well, yeah, because he didn't cut it up into that hole that you spoke of. He turned it into a broken play, and then he turned it into a gem. He got a nice run on the first down out of it. It's at the 37 of Pinkerton. They're going to flip it to the fast guy, the track champion, and he can't turn the corner. Terrific defense. Getting in his face to make the tackle was number 7, Noah Rao, who's also got tremendous speed.
Yeah, he did it. Rao just did a great job of not giving up that edge and just stringing it along and minimizing the gain. As it is, it's a loss of 2 on the play. So they were dialed in on that play, that toss sweep to the left side. I wouldn't be surprised here if we see some kind of a counter action from Salem here.
It's so tempting when you have fast guys to want to exploit the wide side every time, isn't it?
Well, it is, but you have to remember,
answer.
as a defender, you're going to put your good guys on the outside too to kind of take that away.
And we saw it there. Far hash mark, 3:05 to go. Rolling out, McDonald cuts it up, but he's been swallowed up. Short gain on the play, and he's going to get tackled. Good forward progress and leg drive by McDonald. Senior quarterback takes it inside the 35, but it will be 3rd and long.
Yeah, Aiden Chapman came up, and they were ready for that waggle play. They were saying, look, we have a right-handed quarterback. The field is to the right. Chances are the quarterback is going to roll to the right. And as a result, number 25, Chapman, was there. But a great job turning it into I think he may have got 5 or 6 yards on that carry, John.
Yeah, he stood on his feet. His teammates pitched in. They pushed him forward. Although you don't want to call the 7-yard tush push here against this Pinkerton team who look like college players. They're so big. Most of these guys really fill up the field. There's a handoff. Shakrala on the feet has a first down. He's inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
First down, Salem.
Good, strong run there by Shakrala, following his blocks to the outside. And look, they're flexing their muscle here a little bit. And you can kind of look at it and say, Pinkerton's up 21-0. But it's not quite the blowout that you think it is, because Salem has turned the ball over. You know,
Huge turnovers.
It completely changes the complexion of the game. But it's not a blowout by any stretch, because Salem is showing the ability to move the football.
They still need 24 more yards in the next 2 minutes and 12 seconds. The handoff is to Shakrala. He goes left. He's got a great gain on first down, driven out of bounds. They're going to keep – no, he's down inbounds, they say. The clock continues to roll.
Brady Spellman came like a shot out of a cannon and met Shakrala. And Shakrala got a nice gain on first down, but you'll see him go out of bounds. Shakrala is a tough runner, so good plastic explosive there on the side of the Blue Devils. And I'll say, too, John, what did we talk about? Salem has to keep the ball out of Pinkerton's hands. They need to score and potentially get a 2-for-1 here. That's got to be the goal.
And they can't afford to turn it over again. The handoff to the right side, plowing forward. Good gain on 2nd and 7.
Salkovich, who ran for over 800 yards this year, and he missed a couple of games, John. So you're thinking about the power that these guys have in the backfield, the running back power they have. A couple of 1,000-yard backs in that backfield. They can do some things, and if you've got a couple of 1,000-yard backs, that means you're running your offensive line's pretty good too.
Shakrala got 6 of the 7. They need a yard. They're going to go with the quarterback keeper, and McDonald has it easily.
Good drive by the offensive line, just reestablishing that line of scrimmage and pushing forward. When you're on defense, you always tell your guys, look, we need to create a new line of scrimmage. We need to push that offensive line backwards. That time, Salem again flexing their muscle, getting big pushes. We had inside of 50 seconds to go. I believe Salem still has 2 timeouts here. They took one early to try to stop the momentum of Pinkerton. So 2 timeouts. They're in no rush here.
Jack Richard over the football at center for Salem, and he snaps, and McDonald fakes the handoff. He rolls out, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, gets back for no gain on 1st and 10 from the 11. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, it's just another do-your-job situation. Don't peek inside. Spellman's the corner on that outside part near the sideline to the Salem side, and he just did his job. Don't chase stuff inside. Stay home. And he did that and was able to knock the quarterback out of bounds. Clock will stop with 32.2 to go. 2nd down and 10.
So
this is a huge play here, John. You're going to use a timeout here potentially, depending on how this next play goes.
McDonald,
it's going to be waggle.
Rolls. Eludes a tackler.
Ooh.
Not much there, though. He's inside the 10-yard line, 24 seconds, and they call a timeout.
So there's your timeout, what they were doing. And, again, this is Pinkerton defense knowing what play is coming. They know Waggle is going to come to the open side of the field. There were 2 receivers to the open side. So one of them's running some kind of a corner route. One of them's running an out route. There's some kind of a backside drag coming. Quarterback had to swallow it up and take it and get up the middle of the field, and they had to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So now the situation gets a little more dicey. You got 24 seconds to go. You're inside the 10-yard line. I think what you do here, John, is you take a shot into the end zone. If it's an incomplete pass, the clock stops. If it's complete, well, it's a touchdown. If you run the football, you're going to have to use your 3rd and final timeout. Now, the clock will stop briefly if Salem can get a first down. You'll see there they need 8 yards to get a first down on this play. The clock will stop briefly if they can get that first down. So the playbook is wide open here for Salem. They have some options. I don't think you want to kick a field goal here. You don't want to go into the halftime 21-3. 21-7 really is the goal.
And they have 24 seconds to do that. 8 yards will get them the first down. 9 yards gets them in the end zone. McDonald under center. He's got receiver split wide to the left. He is going to roll left, look to pass, under pressure, and hit and tackled. It'll be 4th down from the 10.
You're going to have to call that 3rd and final timeout. He dropped back and he scrambled to his left. Wasn't sure if we were going to get some kind of a throwback play. I didn't see the routes down the field, but it was a nice job by Pinkerton. And what do we talk about in the pregame, John? This Pinkerton Astro defense, once you get inside the 10-yard line, they become a different kind of animal. Their goal line defense is notoriously effective, and most teams are celebrating when they get inside the Pinkerton 10. When you get inside the Pinkerton 10, this defense changes a little bit.
I think they named the red zone after Pinkerton, didn't they? Wow. It is really tough to score on these guys.
Steve, he was waiting to throw that one in there. You could see him chomping at the bit. Outstanding.
Well, this has got to be perfect execution by Salem and this would be a huge play. It probably goes without saying, but a 3-score deficit. They will get the ball to start the second half, but how big would it be if it was only a 2-score deficit instead of 3? And here it is. Aiden McDonald's got to come up with something to get it in the end zone. Shakrala was the receiver that went deep left last time. Michaud blanked him. Spellman was with him, too. He was double covered. He wasn't even able to get a throw off.
And that's the matchup there. You can see Shakrala.
Pinkerton calls the timeout.
They wanted to see what the formation was, and that's just good coaching there. Let's see what the formation is. Call timeout and take a look at the plays they can run. You can see Coach O'Reilly talking to the defensive coordinator. I think that's John Rich down there maybe, talking to him about what kind of plays do they run from this look. My guess, we're going to see a waggle throwback here, John. They're going to run a fake kind of power look and then a throwback to the opposite side the quarterback is rolling to. We'll see if I'm right, and I think that's what Coach O'Reilly was calling for too.
Coach O'Reilly started here in 1978. And
I was 6.
Right. I could have played for him. I was in high school still. I believe he's 72 years old. He just loves it. Obviously, he doesn't want to leave. He does have assistants, though. Coach O'Reilly assisted by Brian Murphy, John Rich, and Dave Gilmore, and they were all in on that huddle, deciding what to do on defense.
And all football guys to the core. So, Coach O'Reilly could probably skip a couple of weeks of practice and they wouldn't miss a beat.
And his former players and former coaches are on the other sideline, too. It's like a chess match against people who know each other so well.
Trips to the bottom of the field here. Let's see what they do. Straight drop back.
Passes right. He's got nobody. Yeah. And it's overthrowing Zanini, and that is going to be Pinkerton football.
Pinkerton probably just going to take a knee here and take it into the half. Maybe they run fullback trap, but I think it's a good job. And a lot of the times you talk about what are you really good at. You have to wonder how often does Salem get into trips and run drop back passes in the course of their practices. They may have a period or two dedicated to that, but that's not really their offense, not really what they're known for. So if you're Pinkerton, you're thinking, okay, this is a victory for us. We're getting them out of their bread and butter, making them do stuff they're not comfortable doing.
And they were able to come up with the stop in the red zone. 13 seconds to go, and the Astros are just going to kneel on this and take it to the half. John Collins with Jason Roby and the highlight guy, Steve Cody. This is an NFHS production here at Pinkerton Academy in Derry. As we go to the half, it is a 21-0 lead for the Astros as they seek to go on and play in the state championship game next weekend against the winner of Bedford and South tonight. Stay with us from Derry here on the NFHS Network.
Sports give kids so much more than wins and losses. They build confidence, teamwork, leadership, resilience, lessons that prepare them for success in school, in careers, and in life. None of that matters if kids aren't safe. A concussion, an injury, or unsafe conditions can end a child's sports journey too soon. Safe Sports Network is there, on the sidelines, in schools, and in our community, preventing injuries, responding to emergencies, and guiding kids safely back to the games they love. With every donation, you're not just funding a program, you're protecting kids' futures. You're investing in safer fields, gyms, and rinks. Please join us. Support Safe Sports Network, because every child deserves to play safe.
That's Tebow. He's running all the way back to the left of the 5-yard line, stretches it out. That's Anthony D. He gets out to the 25. He breaks another tackle to the 30, the 35, the 40, 50, the 45, the 40, 30, 25. There's nobody near him.
No flags.
What a play.
Anthony D goes the distance. D stands for distance. Come the Clippers. On the low block, kick out, downtown, Yahtzee. By Landry, 0-0, 0-on-0. Caruso from downtown, knocks down a triple.
In front of the goal mouth, they jump for it. The header finds the back of the net. Hadley Camo with a spectacular spectacular play.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the two well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the water furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Welcome back to Pinkerton Academy in Derry, where it is the Astros leading 21-0 over the Salem Blue Devils in this D1 2025 semifinal game on a Friday night, November 21 of 2025. Tonight's matchup being brought to you by the Highlight Guys Sports Network in conjunction with the NFHS Network. We thank you for watching. John Collins with Jason Roby and Steve Cody. And it is a tale of 2 turnovers that have dramatically affected this game tonight, Jason.
Yeah, you get 14 points off of turnovers, especially when you're driving the football. You're moving the football, and those are season killers, we call them, because at this point in the year, you turn the ball over against a good team. There is no coming back from that. We'll see if Salem can do something with it as they're getting the ball to start the second half. We were talking to someone over at the Bedford game, Bedford and South, same kind of a situation over there. Bedford goes down, scores on their first possession to go up 7-0, and then South gets the ball. They throw a pick six, and then South driving the ball late in that first quarter, they throw an interception in the end zone. So turnovers will do you in, and it's a game of momentum, and Pinkerton riding that momentum. They came away with a great goal line stand there at the end of the first half, Steve, and left this Blue Devil team kind of shaking their head, wondering what could have been.
So the Blue Devils trying to make a dent in that 21-0 deficit as Brian O'Reilly, the head coach of the Pinkerton Astros forever in his 48th season as a coach at Pinkerton, is looking for his 13th championship, and they're a half away from yet another invite to this championship game against the winner of South against Bedford. We had an update from the game in Bedford.
Yeah, 14-0 Bedford in the first, and as we mentioned, 2 interceptions there. We'll see what happens. I mean, a lot of football left to be played there. A lot of football left to be played here. If Salem can go down and score on this possession, you only get so many possessions in a half, right? So obviously you don't want to turn the ball over and give your opponent multiple extra possessions, but Salem going to come away with some points here to feel good about their chances in the second half.
And Salem might have to come up with the miraculous upset, to do something that probably no team has done this season, which is win a turnover battle against this Pinkerton team. But that said, they did lose some games this season. They lost out of state to Andover, and they lost to Memorial. And
they lost to South. They were up big against South.
Yep.
South scored, I think, something like 21 points in the third quarter to come from behind.
Right.
It was a game that Pinkerton was well in control. I'm sure that was the topic of conversation at the half. Here comes the dealer. Ball's on the carpet.
And Zanini's got a fall on it. He was given the ball by number 13, Van Mason, who, hands the ball off a lot, but that one didn't go well.
Well, and there is exactly what I thought we would see. They tried running a version of the dealer, a little bit of misdirection here and there, but again, not something that maybe you're used to running or running a lot of. You throw in these wrinkles, try and make something happen, and when it takes you out of your comfort zone, sometimes you put the ball on the carpet. Salem fortunate to come away and keep possession.
So they will start out on their own 21-yard line. 1st and 10, the Blue Devils need to go the distance here to get their first score. The handoff is to Shakrala to the left. He bangs off a few would-be tacklers, stayed on his feet for a nice first down carry.
Good second and third effort there by Shakrala, just keeping those legs churning. We talked about in this offense, you have to keep your legs going. That was Josiah Pabon on the tackle, or rather, number 52 for Pinkerton was Brooks Nettles in on that tackle. So a nice run, though, on first down. 2nd and 5, something brewing here for Salem. No panic yet.
No points, though, either, and that's got to be a pressure on the offense right here to get it done in their opening possession of the second half. With the huge crowd surrounding the field, you can see even on the end zone, so standing room only. The handoff is up the middle, look like Zanini twisting and turning for a couple.
Yeah, they just run a fullback trap. They went a wing to one side, a slot to the other, sent a man in motion, giving you the appearance of, look, we're going to open some things up here a little bit, but then they come back with trap. I mean, that's the nature of the offense. Sets up a third and manageable. This is a Pinkerton team that is going to bend but not break, and they're going to give up those couple of yards here and there. They just want to keep everything in front of them and get to their championship game with an opportunity for O'Reilly to get his 13th title.
So back with the play from the sideline comes Mason under center, looking for a player to hand it off to. It is a short gain. Shakrala, did he get it?
He's got it. Yeah, he's going to get the first down. You can see the far side official beyond the sticks. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Salem. Good, strong running there. Needed 2, got about 2.5.
So the defense shuttling some players in and out on first down. That's number 60 and 50 that's coming in for the Astros. That's Harry Yuan and Aiden Saringer up front, digging in against this mostly running offense. The wing tee to the left, and a big gainer, about a 12-yard chunk there on first down for the Blue Devils.
Salkowicz just followed his fullback again. They went to the Salem side, the short side of the field, just that power running game. And again, that is the longest running play so far, and they'll move the sticks.
Encouraging sign for the Blue Devils.
And I think what you see there, John, is they took some players out. They put a couple of players in. So clearly Pinkerton not happy what's happening up front here. And the same thing happened again.
Didn't waste any time making a change. The handoff is to Zanini. He's trying to pick his way to the left side of the line. Strings it out to the sideline. Gets about 5. Jordan Zanini, who's got champion speed as a sprinter. He plays a spring and winter track
and
champion.
field. Well, and I'll tell you, 2,000 all-purpose yards for this young man, 4 kickoff returns for touchdowns, 2 defensive touchdowns, a punt return for a touchdown, a receiving touchdown. This kid has touchdown written all over him.
He's bound for Bridgeton Academy, we were told by Coach Abraham, and it would be a shame if he played a final senior game tonight and didn't break one. Rolling out to throw, Mason looking, he dumps it over, and it's almost picked off. A contested catch knocked out of Zanini's hands by Spellman.
Yeah, it was intended, it looked like, for Zanini, and the problem with that is every time you run that particular play, that waggle play, that sprint out or roll out play, it's a run first. The longer you hold on to that ball, the longer you allow the defense to get in the picture. We used to tell our kids, work your butts to the boundary and then work back to the field. The routes will come right to you. And in that situation, Pinkerton had it well covered.
Any thought about delaying a post there by Zanini, just like double move?
What they will
using
do,
that track speed?
Well, they have a play like that. They ran it, and it turned into an interception early in the game, if you remember.
So Jordan Zanini runs left, and he gets a couple on 3rd and about 6.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for it here on 4th down, John. I don't think there's any question. You cannot you got to keep possession here. You have to come away with points. I'm pretty sure Salem's going to go for it on this 4th down play.
Another potentially game-changing play, as it's just shy of midfield, as you can see, and 4th down, and the offense stays out there as they look for that magical play call, or are they going to punt it?
It goes to show what I know. They're going to punt it away.
They are going to punt it.
So you guess you take your chances. Maybe a fake punt here, John? We'll see.
Oh, that's respect right there for the Pinkerton defense. As desperately as Salem wants the points, they don't trust that they can get 6 yards on 4th down. That's a high snap. It's pulled down. The punt is a good one. It's going to come down somewhere around the 15 under heavy pressure. Spellman will get tackled, or no, almost broke away, but he's at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Astros.
Good job by Spellman catching that ball. Caden Alsop was the first one down there, or I should say not the first one, but the last one to make the tackle. And a good job by Alsop to just try to get what he could. He didn't try to go right or left. He went vertical, straight up the field, got a couple of yards. More importantly, he caught the ball. Yep. Catching a punt is not an easy task.
Sure.
And especially when you have a good punter that can make that thing hang up in the sky for a long time.
And in a big game, under a lot of pressure, 30-yard net gain. Ball was on the 49 of Salem, and they ended up at the 21 of Pinkerton. So it's probably the right move, especially if they can come up with a quick 3-and-out stop here. Easier said than done against this powerful Astros run attack.
My guess was that in order for for Coach Abraham to go for it. They'll stop the clock here. But in order for Coach Abraham to go for it there, he probably would have had to have 4th and 3 or less, and it was 4th and 5.
Well, the center knows the play call. He's all by himself up there, Jason. I guess knowing exactly what he wants to do is Tyler Hallowell, who's handling the snaps. The handoff is to the fullback right.
24 again.
Oh, it's Spellman. Yeah. He plows forward, a big push after contact near the line, and gets a nice chunk on first down once again.
Well, these kids are multi-sport athletes. They wrestle, they play lacrosse, they do all kinds, and then they're tough kids, and they've had success. These kids are not strangers to postseason success, and they know where the weight room is. Certainly, 2nd down, and we'll call it 5.
There are no shortage of football players at Pinkerton. Look at this depth of roster right here. There's like 3 teams on the sidelines.
Well, again, you've got the largest high school in the land, right?
Sure. Well, I think the enrollment is 4,000, is it? Something like that. Tackled near the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. Twisting and turning as he's hit near the line was Noah Rao, also a player with great speed who has not yet broken one tonight. He had a pick 6 in that rout of Wyndham in the quarterfinal. Both these teams had a pick 6 in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, they did.
We almost saw pick 6 here tonight. Yeah.
Marconi was the first one there, getting good penetration in the backfield. He didn't end up with the tackle on Michaud, but he slowed him down enough, and the cavalry came. So a good play there by Marconi. 3rd down and 5. Huge play defensively for Salem.
Astros looking like they were going to pass, but they handed off instead, and a good hit near the right side of the line by Salem's number 54 on the tackle, and a big tackle of Jack Richard to prevent the first down yardage.
A great job there. Jordan Ball, who's 41 carries, 249 yards on the season, but I'll tell you who blew that play up. There was a defensive lineman that kind of came downhill and blew up that lead block, forced the play back inside, enabling number 54, Jack Richard, to get in there and make that tackle. So good job defensively. Pinkerton has to punt.
And they do force the punt. Nearly a block again for the Blue Devils. It shortened up the punt, but they got a decent bounce. And it's going to be downed at the 44-yard line of the Blue Devils. So they got a job done defensively to get the ball back.
So think about what happened, what transpired in the last 3 minutes here, right? Salem punts the ball away. They're able to come up with a defensive stop. Pinkerton gives it back to them. So pretty good field position. So the only thing that really changed is you just lost 3 minutes. And in a game like this, time is of the essence because neither one of these offenses are big come-from-behind offenses.
And so 3 unanswered scores by the Astros. It is not an impossibility that this Salem team could come up with 3 unanswered scores of their own. Of course, that's the game plan for the second half, but is all going to be determined if they can drive down and score here with 5:54 to go in the third quarter. And a big shift goes on before the snap. Mason's going to hand this off. Jordan Zanini, jump cut, and tackle near the line of scrimmage.
So in your practices, John, what you do is you kind of break your offensive line in half. When you're on defense, you break the line in half. And you're really only concerned about what's showing to your side of the ball. Do I have the tight end wing to my side? If yes, then these are the plays I can expect. When they shift, your mind shifts. And so now I have a split end to my side. What plays am I going to get to this split end side? And when you school yourself up about the intricacies of this offense, all the movement and all the shifting and all that stuff, it just simplifies it if you know what you're going to get with certain formations. You can see the tight end wing to the top, and you know what you're going to get.
Fake handoff, Mason the pass, looks right, overthrows his receiver.
Did he catch it? He did.
One-handed catch. Went up and got it, the catch of the game so far. Jack Marconi.
You know, Jack, and I'm sure he wanted that one back that got through his hands in the early part of the game, and he goes up and makes up for it right there. He went up with that right hand and just hauled it in.
I got to say, when I saw that throw, I assumed an incompletion. I am sorry. Jack Marconi with a great grab going up and getting it. Pass complete. First down for the Blue Devils inside the 40. Jordan Zanini, jump cut. Gets about 5 before he's tackled at the 35.
Kind of, you know, we talked about it in the pregame, John, how this Salem team, they lose 33-19 in the regular season meeting, but they ran for over 300 yards in that game.
300 yards of offense.
And you're kind of seeing a similar thing here today. They're able to move the football, but if you're Pinkerton, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to bend, but we're not going to break, and we're going to make it so that these drives are long. You're going to make a mistake, and we're going to make you pay for it. That's kind of been the MO of this Pinkerton defense.
So huddling up and handing it off, and Shakrala goes left, and he gets undercut and driven out of bounds for no gain.
Yeah, Shakrala bounced that one out, and I think you're going to watch Ed back on the highlight
Spellman
guy replay.
again.
And Spellman just coming up like a shot out of a cannon, like a rocket coming off the perimeter. But I think part of that is because that's not where Shakrala's blocking was. You know, in that typical play, you want to hit the hole and then cut back against the grain on that. But that's just good job by the Pinkerton defense. We're not going to let you go where the play's supposed to go.
So having to convert a 3rd down and long here, the Blue Devils.
Now you're definitely in 4-down territory. And you're going to watch here. It's either going to be a tight end trips or an unbalanced line. It depends if he's on the line. So we can expect some kind of a run play over here probably if he's on the line.
Jordan Zanini sets up on the right.
He dropped the ball.
He drops it. It's on the turf, and it's Pinkerton's ball. Another turnover by the Blue Devils, the 3rd of the game, and that one hurts even more here with 3:56 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Again, Salem's moving the football. And
unforced error.
One of the things that you just can't do. And again, Salem comes out, they shift to an unbalanced look. So now you're Pinkerton and you're saying, okay, unbalanced look to us. That's like a 95% run tendency over here. So they pinned their ears back and came hell bent on that one, and they're able to. Unfortunately for Salem, another turnover. And that could do them in here with 3:56 to go in the 3rd quarter.
The Astros take over on offense. Their 2nd possession of the half. The first one ended with a 3-and-out. Handoff and the whistle as the play was being run. It's got to be against the offense, you would think.
Interesting call. They went in motion. The man wasn't going forward. They're probably going to call a false start, and that's exactly what it is. And probably against somebody on the offensive line, maybe a little bit of forward lean from the running back. I didn't see it there, but it was a pretty emphatic call. So 1st down and 15 for Pinkerton. But again, the clock is on your side, and you're happy to repeat the down and make Salem have to play the waiting game.
The Astros looking for their first score of this 2nd half to put even more distance between them and the Blue Devils. Spellman with a handoff, big chunk and long distance run before he's even contacted and tackled just beyond the 45-yard line.
And Pinkerton's telling you right now, here's what we're going to do, fellas. We're going to jump into a double tight end set. We're going to send our wing back in motion into an I formation, and we're just going to run the ball straight downhill. That's what they did there. They ran an isolation play with their wing motion. 2 tight ends. They're just going to lean on this Salem defensive front and try to shorten this game right now with 3:20 to go.
Yeah, the clock is becoming the 12th man for the Astros as they are grinding the clock and yardage down the field and trying to go up 4 scores on the Blue Devils. Ball is at the 46-yard line. It is 2nd and 4 to get for Pinkerton.
Toss counter.
And the tackle made behind the line of scrimmage. Great play by number 52 for the Blue Devils to kind of do a rodeo takedown.
Yeah, that was a great
Gavin
play.
Silva. No, excuse me. Josiah Pabon made the tackle.
We've said his name a few times here. They give that window dressing. We're going to show you this motion. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Fake that sweep and come with a counter. And Salem, they have that in their playbook too. So
I'll tell you, watch Josiah Pabon because he's a sophomore and he's got some great size and speed. You look at him, number 52, near side.
Well,
This
Salem,
kid, he's only a sophomore.
Listen,
as
Salem
Keith Jackson
Salem
used to
is
say.
6'7" sophomore.
Yeah.
They're known for they have good football players, and actually we're going to be covering the Salem Rams, the feeder team for this Salem Blue Devil team tomorrow on the Highlight Guy Network.
Gill Stadium.
They're going to be at Gill Stadium playing the Nashua Cougars, which feed the Nashua North Titans. And I'll tell you, this Nashua Cougar team, they're a pretty impressive group. It should be a great day tomorrow. We'll be covering the Division II and the Division I games. John, you got Winnicott and Hudson.
Yep, Hudson-Litchfield Bears.
And in the afternoon, we'll have Salem and Nashua, and it should be a good day of football. The Northeast Junior High Football League finals are tomorrow at Gill Stadium, so if you're looking for something to do, you should make your way over to Gill Stadium.
Right here tomorrow at 1, a great matchup. You have Souhegan against Trinity for the D2 Football Championship of New Hampshire. And Souhegan impressed the heck out of us.
Boy,
their
did
kicker did.
Honestly, I have no issue
Healy.
in telling you maybe we've seen a lot of football games, John. We've seen a lot of football programs, and I don't know that I've seen a better coached group, regardless of division, than Souhegan.
Did we ever see a team more ready to play than they opened up on Pelham, and they never let up?
It's just a great job by Souhegan, and that should be a good matchup tomorrow as they battle the Trinity Pioneers here.
For the title. Start. Yep. Should be decent weather. And a hit as he throws. Is it a fumble? It is a fumble.
Now I'm going to tell you.
And it's Josiah that got it on the sack and strip sack. Pabon came up with the takeaway.
Time for me to second guess. I don't like the play call, and I don't like the play call simply because you're running the football. You're going for that knockout punch, but you don't need to. You're up 21-0. Get out of the quarter. Change field position on the punt if you have to punt. I'm undefeated up here critiquing others, but But I don't like. The play call, it puzzles me a little.
Yeah, McDonald got swallowed up from behind, and the ball came out.
They're going friendly skies here.
Mason's got to elude some tacklers. He's got big space on the right side, takes advantage of it, gets all the way down to about the 26-yard line. First down for the Blue Devils with 1:57 to go in the third quarter. We had a change of momentum.
Yeah, sudden change. And when you now look at the momentum, look at the body language of both teams. And in high school kids, momentum is everything. Now Salem is playing with a little bit more momentum. They're playing with a little more fire. And you have to, you have to think about it long term. Do we want to give them that feeling? Do we want to take the chance by throwing the football? It's trap, fullback trap.
And it's up the middle. It's a rugby scrum that's still alive, and it turns into a pretty decent gain on first down for the Blue Devils.
Best play in all of football, John Collins.
Is it?
The fullback trap. Jacob Beaudry taking. Listen, if it's 3rd and 20, I'm running fullback trap.
This is a football mind right here. The guy enjoys a good trap.
I love a good fullback trap.
I need long bomb passes. I need Plunkett to Vataha. I don't need it. Unbelievable. I was like, okay, all right, the nuance guy, he gets it. I need to be more educated about what I'm looking at. I want a pass play. Here comes Mason under center, and he is going to throw one. Takes it down and takes the sack.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Never got it off.
So the one thing about the play action pass, John, the one thing that you do is you're doing all of these fakes and all of these things that take time. And if you're playing against the team that knows your offense, they're running down the barrel of a gun here. You're giving them an opportunity to pin their ears back and come after you. You almost have to change your snap count, or you have to get a screen, or you have to do something where you're not really worried about fake to this guy, fake to that guy, then get in your drop back.
I just would love to see him throw it to the corner and let Zanini run under it. And you can
may,
put some air
you
under it.
You may see that right now. We'll
he's
see.
Looking to do it.
He is. It is a
looking left,
throwback.
looking right. He's in the progressions. He throws it deep near corner. Double covered. Picked off. Picked off in the end zone. Double covered. And the interception was made by number 7, Noah Rao. He's got 2 interceptions in the playoffs.
It was intended for Shakrala. He was double covered on the play, and Rao came over the top, made a nice job. Now, good protection up front that time by Salem. And that time, the quarterback wasn't, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He got back in the pocket. He set his feet. Unfortunately, when you have maximum protection, you only have a couple of guys in the route. They were all covered. And the interception for Pinkerton will give him 1st and 10 at the 20.
Yeah, it seemed like he checked off the left side, didn't want to throw it there. I don't know if they had double coverage on the left side as well.
Well, it could have been. But the difference in this one, John, is Pinkerton's ability to take advantage of the turnovers and Salem's inability.
In a nutshell. So still with a 3-score lead, now probably going to take even better care of the football. They hand it off right. It is a good stop, though, by the Salem defensive line. Bunch of players in on that tackle, including number 8 for the Blue Devils. Getting ahead of the crowd was Jack Marconi.
Yeah, we said Marconi's name quite a bit here. He's a big-time player in this program, but we're going to go to the 4th quarter, and we're going to get there. Maybe a turnover too late in terms of if you are Pinkerton, you get away with one there. You give a turnover in your own territory, and they're able to escape a little bit of a momentum changer. So it will head to the 4th.
Yeah.
Pinkerton up 21-0 in this game. The way that it's going will, I'm sure, take a lot for Salem to get back in this one. I find it hard to believe that Pinkerton's going to go to the Friendly Skies now.
Yeah. Hey, the only thing I like better than a great pass play completion is Luke's Restaurant, right?
Luke's Bar and Grill.
One of our sponsors here, the NFHS Network.
We'll talk about Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond Lumber Company is proud to sponsor our high school state championship traditions. Hammond Lumber Company, a 4th-generation family business, carries a full line of building materials and features home planning design centers, all conveniently located in the communities we love to cheer on. Learn more at hammondlumber.com. Franklin Pierce University, a proud sponsor of the NHIAA championships and an NCAA Division II athletics powerhouse. Pierce Promise, New Hampshire can make college tuition free for eligible students. Visit franklinpierce.edu/financial aid to learn more about the Pierce Promise and find out how you could get a private university education at a public college cost.
On the night the lights went out in Derry and also in Bedford, we were told, Spellman runs wide to the left, tracking him down and pulling him down with him is Colin Salkovitz. Good speed to track Spellman down. But
Salkovitz actually kind of pulled him into the first down.
He did, didn't he? Got enough at the end there. But, yeah, I heard one of the Salem staffers say with a sigh, maybe the lights should have stayed out tonight.
Well,
that's tough.
It's tough to come here and play. There's a lot of tradition here. You have a great program. They've had a lot of success, has this Pinkerton team against this Salem program. The players are different. The coaches, well, for the most part, are somewhat different. A lot of these coaches were once players for Coach Gaddy at Salem, and they had some good battles with this Brian O'Reilly-led team as well. So they are familiar, and there's a good relationship between the two teams.
Spellman, stiff arm, breaks it to the outside. One man to beat, cuts it back in. He'll be tackled, but a huge gain and a face mask tacked on for Spellman. Number 24, Brady, on the carry, just a junior. He'll be back next year as well for the Astros.
Yeah, and Brady's trying to punch this Pinkerton ticket to the finals at Stello Stadium next week, and we'll tack on the personal foul 15-yarder. At last check, it was Bedford up on Nashua South 14-0 in the first half. They went down, did the Bulldogs, and scored on their first drive. On South's first drive, it was a pick six to give them a 14-0 advantage. The next time South had the ball, they threw an interception in the end zone while they were trying to get it to 14-7. So at last check, again, 14-0 Bedford. We'll try to get some more updates for you on that one.
That'll put the ball at the 32 of the Blue Devils. We're just a minute into the fourth quarter and trying to cement this one away. Pitching a shutout so far. The Pinkerton Astros up by 21-0 and on the move. 1st and 10. Handoff is Brady Spellman again.
Yeah.
And he is tackled as he backs up.
Number 2, that was Michaud.
That's 2, excuse me. Yeah, Ryan Michaud had the carry.
That was number 48. I believe that's Elijah Maduro on the tackle. And they just ran power. They sealed it. They kicked it. And a nice run on first down. Second down and manageable. Now, you hate to say here's where you go to the friendly skies, but here's where maybe you go to the friendly skies.
Really?
Second and short. Yeah, you always take a shot on second and short. I wouldn't, but you never know. I'd run what play? Fullback trap.
Trap. Yeah, fullback trap. Is that what
They'll
it is?
run power. No, they're going to run
right?
power.
Oh, wow, what a hit.
And that time Elijah
Michaud.
was there
Yeah.
to meet Michaud off the right side. So they just went back to the same play. Look, it was a great defensive play, but you only needed a yard. You got it.
And they
First
got
down
it.
and 10.
Yeah. It's a night where we still are remarking on the fact that when the power went out, there's unfortunately an injury on the field. That was the
I think it was
young man
Elijah,
that,
yeah.
He took the hit, and he's still down for the moment. Hope he's okay. The people, the ones who really played lights out tonight, they played lights out, was the band.
They did.
Right?
Yeah.
And they didn't even, they must have just been playing out of memory because I couldn't see any music. These
kids are all
wow, that was
in.
tremendous, though. This band is impressive, this Pinkerton band. I think some of the guys in the Salem, one of the guys on the Salem team's in the band, I think I was told. I always find that remarkable when, including in big games, in tournament playoff games, you'll see kids that are on the football team and in the band, they'll stay there out there at halftime. And you probably had players that did that with North.
We sure did.
Yeah, and so really kudos to those guys.
Yeah, double dipping, all kinds of talent
in their uniform.
Yeah, for
out
sure.
there with the band, yeah.
So you've got 10:03 to go in regulation here at Pinkerton, threatening to go up by 4 scores. They have 1st and 10 as they check on that injury down around the 20-yard line. Hope the young man is okay. He made a couple of great plays there, too, a couple of good tackles.
Speaking of sports and playing on the band, I played clarinet in the high school, the Boston Latin High School band, nation's oldest high school. Jerry Boysen was the long time. He was like the band conductor at Boston Latin, about as long as Brian O'Reilly coached at Pinkerton. So I went to a baseball practice right before a baseball playoff tournament game while the band was having a concert, right? So he found out that I was at baseball practice. He called me in the office. He said, "John, you really like baseball more than band, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "That's all right. You just, play as much baseball as you want." He kicked me out of the band.
Wow.
But that's fine. I was okay with it. I had gotten free lessons. Latin is the best high school, really is, that I could have possibly gone to. I went there in 7th grade, stayed there for 6 years.
Technically, that was like the movie Whiplash before Whiplash. You got like did you ever see the movie Whiplash?
No, I didn't.
Oh my goodness. It's a movie about a band. You have to go watch it. It's fantastic.
Is that the guy from got the Oscar?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting away from ourselves.
Okay,
Let's talk about the Bank of New Hampshire. Bank of New Hampshire and the NHIAA have teamed up to launch Banking on Kindness and Sportsmanship to recognize those who exemplify and respect and support for others. Schools will award special pins to student-athlete nominees, and one standout athletic program will receive a $1,000 donation in June. Nominate at NHIAA.org, member FDIC. And nice to see Elijah Maduro up and off to the sideline under his own power there, John. He made a couple of nice tackles there the last couple of plays.
So right back to the football. How about Mr. Hellowell? He cannot wait to snap that thing. Play after play. He beats the huddle to the ball. And now he's backed up by Aiden McDonald. Under center. No shotguns tonight in this.
Wing T.
Yeah, wing T. And he fakes the handoff. He throws right. It's a bullet. It's complete. Struggling for the goal. And it was a pass play. Jason Roby.
Somebody told you.
Called it. You called it.
Yeah. Well, think about what came before that play. There was an injury. There was a long layover. You're kind of taken out. You're thinking, okay, they're going to come back, ho-hum, run play. That almost lulls you to sleep, and they come with a pass play on first down. And that's just, those are the things that you think about when you're long in the tooth and you've been doing this for a while. What play can we catch them off guard with?
And, McDonald hasn't thrown the ball in a while. The velocity and the accuracy right there as he hits Jordan Ball. Almost a touchdown.
Sonya.
Now it is a touchdown.
Yeah.
4th score of the game. Number 10, the big guy, Osanya, takes it across the goal line without being touched.
Little dive straight ahead, and Osanya untouched into the end zone. And I will say that, you know, the thought process there in terms of throwing that ball on first down is, look, if you turn the ball over, Salem's 90 yards away from pay dirt, so you're not really worried about it there. You also know you're going to catch them off guard. You're knocking on the door, and now you just run your bread and butter.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much probably going to be, and you hate to say it with 9 minutes to go here, but the final opportunity for Salem now.
And John Pappas has been perfect tonight. 4 touchdowns, 4 extra points. Doing a good job on the kickoffs as well, and he'll be kicking off again to the Blue Devils as they're still seeking their first points of this game. The Blue Devils were shut out this season by Wyndham 17-0, but they were missing a lot of stars.
They were missing a lot of stars, and I'm going to tell you, Wyndham plays pretty good defense. It's a pretty tough program over there owned by Coach Lee, and they did a nice year.
This was a great division central to this year. They had Pinkerton, Wyndham, and Salem all in the Central Division, I believe.
And let's not overlook this Salem team. They defeated Memorial, the number 2 seed, and this is a Memorial team that beat
and then
Pinkerton
South
this
beat
year.
Pinkerton.
That's
it's like kind of funny how the matchups, you know.
Anytime a Brian O'Reilly team gets to see a team twice,
really,
you're gonna have an uphill battle. And
so even though they beat Salem, and Salem, you think will make more adjustments, the Riley advantage is still there.
I would say.
Wow, been doing it for 50 years, just about. The kick down to the far sideline and out of bounds after a decent return. That was number 1 on the carry, Colin Sulkovitz. No big breaking offensive plays tonight for a team that is very capable of it.
Very capable, and that's just good defense, right? That's just good defense. And here's the one thing, and if we get a shot of Coach O'Reilly, down on the 50-yard, just about the 50-yard line right there.
Yep, in the black
there you go.
jacket.
There
he is.
What do you notice?
Great hair?
No.
No hat?
No headset.
No headset. What's up with that?
Because everything, he probably forgotten more football than most of us will ever know. And he brings the quarterback to the sideline to call the play, sends kids in with the play. I mean, that's old school.
Yep.
Here's your counter crisscross by Salem. They fake a handoff. They make a handoff to the right. It cuts back to the left, and all kinds of dialed in is this Pinkerton defense. Now they're ready for the trick plays. Now they're ready for the things they haven't seen yet or they're not accustomed to, and they're just dialed in. They know the offense inside and out. But kudos to Coach Abraham. He and his staff have had a really nice year. They've got a good team, and a lot of these kids are back next year. I think he said he only has. Is it 5 seniors or that are playing? I think he sent us the notes on that. So a lot of this team will be back next year, and looking for good things as a second down and long play. It's going to be a waggle look, and
sprinting
quarterback
to
going
open
to keep it
territory, and he's got a nice
that's
gain,
going to be a
that's
flag.
a crackback block, and
that
one's going to hurt. Another flag comes afterwards because there was a bit too much celebration of the illegal hit. So there could be 2 penalties on this play.
Yeah, a lot of emotion here, and you have to keep your head about you. You can see the Salem players talking to each other about it. Just
Ryan Bryant is the guilty party apparently, and he was getting talked to by his own teammates after that one. He was just too fired up about something before that play.
There is an injury on the
play.
Coach
Brian O'Reilly is out there trying to calm down his team.
You can see the head trainer, Jamie Boudreau. He's looking at
Bryant
a player
is coming
that's
off
on the ground now.
Yep.
And Coach not too happy with that at all. That's an unfortunate play, and you hate to see that. And they eliminated that years ago. It used to be part of the game where you could kind of, you ran your kickoff and your punt returns with those blindside plays.
Talk about
and it just got
1978, right?
Yeah,
kids used to wear these
they were doing it
forearm
in the 2000s.
pads and give concussions on purpose.
Yeah,
they wisely rule that out. That was a crackback block, and hopefully the player's okay.
Well, I think it was
0.
Jordan Ball
who caught that big pass play down to the 1 before Pinkerton scored their 4th touchdown, and
See,
he's trying to shake it off.
Jamie Boudreau, the head trainer. Jamie was actually my roommate in college.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so Jamie's checking him out, and hopefully he's okay, and there'll be no long-term effects because they'll need him next week. So I hope he's okay.
He's in the equivalent of the blue tent that we don't have here at Pinkerton or in high school ball. But yeah, he's gonna. I would be surprised if he comes back in this game. There's really no need. 8 minutes
at this
to go,
point.
8:11 to go, and that negated, by the way, a nice scramble by Van Mason for a first down.
Yeah, I mean, a great gain, and now it's, as you mentioned, no longer. He's been ejected from the game, John, and it was a targeting call, 15-yard personal foul, and then he gave the hitchhiking thumb, which means the young man is out of the game. And that's an unfortunate thing because he's had a terrific season, and just the emotion of the moment kind of got the best of him there. Yes. And it is a contact sport, but that's not the
place for it.
Not the place for it, and they'll work it through. And hopefully, there's a lesson to be learned there, and obviously, hopefully, Mr. Ball will be okay as well.
Right. Ryan Bryant is a senior. That would be his last play as a head.
They're calling it, a flagrant penalty, and an unfortunate thing. And
the referee could hear the celebration after the hit, which is why I think they added on the flagrant. It was easy call. It was an unfortunate call.
They're going to go across and explain it to Coach Abraham across the way too, and I'm sure he saw it and he's in agreement with it, and he's okay with it. Yeah. I'm sure. Just an unfortunate situation, and again. Hopefully the young man is okay. And
can I just inject some happy news here?
Yeah, I'd like to hear something happy.
I saw on the TV last night that the New England Patriots are the favorites to get the #1 seed this season. This point in the season. How did that happen so fast?
He's wearing his Patriot
gear. Yeah, but I mean, I'm so elated by that, but I know there's a lot of football left to be played. Timeout.
For sure. Well, and here's what we're going to get right now.
Right now, I just want to say this too. We're on to Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati.
If you ask me as a coach, hey, you're the guys that are the favorite. You're the favorite to get the #1 seed. I would just say, we're on to Cincinnati.
Very good.
Yeah.
You can see the huddle being called right now, and here's what Coach O'Reilly is telling his players right now. Look, don't do anything stupid retaliatory-wise that would get you ejected from the game, because then you can't play next week. So that's a good veteran move by Coach O'Reilly. I'm sure that's what he's talking to his players about. You don't want to do anything, that's going to make it so that you can't play next week. Play smart. Do what you're, do what you're supposed to do here. Don't do anything that gets anything beyond football. Anything beyond football is not what we want to do here. That's a good time. That is actually a really good timeout. And Coach Abraham, I'm sure, doing the exact same thing with his team across the way.
From his end.
Yep.
As you were saying that, Coach, and I'm looking at his body gestures and stuff, I was like, that's exactly what he's saying. Yeah. That's a great call, and it's the right moment to do it.
Yeah, I think so. You don't want this game to be marred by unsportsmanlike penalties and so forth. And both of these teams didn't get here by doing those things. They're both good teams, and they'll move forward from it and they'll get better from it. So it'll be a second down. We'll call it 16 or so for the Blue Devils. They got to reach deep into the bag of tricks here, John. If they got to get the ball down the field, and they got to get it down in a hurry if they want to avoid the shutout. 8:11 to go in the game.
Just throw it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you'll be all set.
Is he on the team? Okay.
No.
Okay.
That would have to be Jordan Zanini, their version. And he's going to sprint right and look to throw it on the run.
RPO.
Holds on to it, and nice plays. Taken down after getting back about 7 of the 16.
7 or 8 yards, and he was shaken up a little bit over there. Was Van Mason? He's okay. But it was a good physical play on the sideline. But a good play on second down. But now it's still 3rd and 8 because of the 15-yard penalty that you took there. And
what an experience for the sophomore Van Mason to be on this stage. He'll be back playing playoff football probably for a few more years for this Blue Devils team if they can reload. as he's back under center now on 3rd down and 8 to go from his own 34. Fakes the handoff, drop,
waggle throwback.
and a hit, and it's still on his feet. Shakrala is going to be tackled. As, he lost yards on the play.
Once again, shot out of a cannon was Brady Spellman. He didn't wrap him up initially, but he read the play. It was what we call like a waggle throwback. You start your waggle look to the right, and you throw it back to this side. And again, Spellman just doing his job. He knows he's not going to make the play on the other side of the field. So what is your job? Stay home on the backside, wait for something to come back to you, and there it was. Nice job.
So that drive, it wasn't a turnover, but it was a turn of momentum on the ejection, the unsportsmanlike, the blindside hit. It just flipped it right there. They had a 1st down near midfield, and instead it was 3rd, 4th, and long, and now they're going to punt from their own end with 6:26 to go. Blue Devils.
Ooh, high snap, but good job catching it. Nice punt.
Was.
Nice punt.
Good punt. And it goes to the right side. Brady Spellman thinking about picking it up, and he's going to let it trickle out of bounds. Good net gain on that punt for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it's anytime you can flip the field in any level of football, it makes a huge difference, especially in a playoff game. Unfortunately for Salem, there's a big hill to climb here with 6:13 to go.
Kicking game. The Friday Night Lights crew is going to cover the D2 final tomorrow. Sauhegan against Trinity, 1 o'clock, right back here on the Astros turf, the Astro turf. And
good call.
The thing is, the kicking game. Andrew Healy's the kicker for Sauhegan. Jason Roby has the solution to his bullet dodgeball onside kicks.
You don't give a square target to the kicker.
Don't show them your numbers,
Don't show them your numbers. Kind of turn it a 45-degree angle. Show your hands.
Are you telling the kids on the front line to olay it, like to get out of the way of it, to dodge the dodgeball?
A lot of times you do olay it because that's not really your job.
You should, right?
And and especially you think about an onside kick, the front line guys, their job's not to get the ball. Their job is to block.
Right.
Second line guys should be getting the football.
So they got to be aware of it, and they cannot show their numbers to the Sauhegan kicker, who is a weapon for that team.
He definitely is, and I'm sure Trinity has watched enough film, and they'll be ready for that tomorrow.
Sure. And we'll have it on the NFHS network at 1 o'clock from Derry.
Eastern Propane is proud to recognize and support the community service efforts of all teams and all sports. Submit your team's community service project, your hours, and your photos at NHIAA.org for your chance to win $100 to further your community work. And Dartmouth Health Children's, the widest breadth of services in the region. Dartmouth Health Children's is a network of healthcare providers offering full range of pediatric care. From annual checkups to specialized treatments, they are dedicated to all New Hampshire children living their happiest, healthiest life. On behalf of the Dartmouth Health Children's team, congratulations to all of this year's athletes on an outstanding season. Learn more at childrens.dartmouth-health.org.
1st and 10, the handoff to the right side, off a right tackle, number 4 on the carry, a new name.
Yeah, I believe it's Jimmy Knudsen, the senior running back, getting his bite of the apple, and a nice carry, setting up a 2nd down and 4.
So that sticks in my head when you talked about playing Brian O'Reilly twice. Not a good thing.
No.
So a second bite of the black and red apple is usually poisonous. That's what Jason is telling us.
Unfortunately, yes.
Especially when you're playing at their home field. This is a tough atmosphere to come up with upset victories. And more credit to South. They did it, right, this year? They did somehow, right here. Nashua South, who were wondering if their season comes to an end tonight because of a couple of turnovers. Carry off a right tackle as a 1st down. That was Knudsen again.
Yeah, Knudsen again, just carrying the mail, getting the 1st down. Nice job moving those sticks. Clock will continue to run. And that'll give us a chance to talk about Jewett Construction. In partnership with the NHIAA, is offering a special scholarship to support students who are pursuing careers in the trades. If you're interested in a rewarding career in the trades, be sure to apply and take advantage of this opportunity and invest in your future. For more information, how to apply, visit NHIAA.org. Let's build a stronger future together.
So we pronounce the K. It's Knudsen.
Knudsen.
And I want to say, too, it shows the depth of this team. That's a young man who would start on almost every other high school team, right?
Yeah.
There's a carry to the left by number 13. That's Bentley Blaze.
Yeah.
So it's Blaze and Knudsen in the backfield for Pinkerton here, and what could be their final possession of the game, the way they're grinding on the clock, 4:30 to go and still
Sounds
rolling.
like a legal firm, Blaze and Knudsen.
Yes. Probably will be in the future.
Might be.
Brian O'Reilly just racking up the thousands of kids that have gone on to successful careers in the course of his coaching career.
Boston and New Hampshire area Chick-fil-A restaurants are proud to partner with the NHIAA. Add chicken to your roster and feel like a champion. Order your favorites through Chick-fil-A app and pick them up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant to cheer your school on to victory. Follow your local Chick-fil-A New Hampshire restaurant locations on social media to learn more about how their teams engage their school organization.
Handoff left side this time as the pile ends up around the 40-yard line. We'll see who gets up off the bottom of it. The carry by number 30 this time is Connor Tharrett for the Astros.
And these are guys that, you know what, they put their time in at practice. They were probably the look team running backs throughout the course of the week, just running their offense. And they get a chance to carry the mail here, probably part of the junior varsity team that played and getting some playoff football experience. Good to see here.
Connor's a sophomore. He'll be playing a lot more football for the Astros. Newly into the game, 37 for Pinkerton. It's Seth Record. He is the receiver split wide to the right. Handoff is in the backfield to Tharrett, and he feels his way forward for about 4 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 2. It'll be interesting to see if Pinkerton just goes for it here or punts. Actually, it's going to be 4th and 3.
Yeah, Marconi and Goldman were in on that tackle. And I think, you know, with 2:50 and counting to go, you send your punt team on. That's exactly what Pinkerton will do. Yeah.
So it's become a punting game here in the second half. Just the one score since the opening second half kickoff, and that was by the Astros.
Yeah, turnovers, again, probably the theme of this game. You can't turn the ball over, especially in the second season, because that will bring your season to an end, especially if the other team's able to capitalize on it. That's what Pinkerton did here this evening. And
punt is away. It's a very short punt. It's going to come down. Almost hit the Salem player who's laying prone on the turf after running into somebody, and it's picked up by the Astros at their own, one of the Astro cover people at the Salem 17.
There's an official discussion happening on the far side. We do have a penalty. It's going to be an illegal formation or a false start against Salem, or against Pinkerton, rather. My guess is we'll see if the penalty is accepted. We'll keep a peek there. Talking to Coach O'Reilly down here on the 45-yard line. He's gonna decline it, and they'll just, I don't know, it's weird. He was looking for what the call was. Penalties declined, so I guess they'll just give Salem the ball 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line with 2:09 to go here. Final Forms leads the way in sports registration for the compliance, health, and safety of the athletes and is an official sponsor of the NHIAA. See finalforms.com for more.
Halftime in Bedford, according to my longtime partner, Tom King. Score is Bedford 28 and South 7 at the half.
Yeah, you have to wonder. You know, you dig yourself into a hole.
Jason described the opening sequences there. You had a touchdown on the first possession by Bedford.
A pick six.
South throws a pick 6. South drives on their second possession. They throw a pick in the end zone. So 2 big turnovers that have affected the game to this point at the half.
What's that saying, John? He who stands in holes should stop digging. And
wow.
You ever heard that one?
I have not.
There you go.
I would love to see that translated into Latin so I could sound even smarter.
Unified Sports, Special Olympics New Hampshire, and the NHIAA believe that unified sports help young people become agents of change in their schools and their communities. The NHIAA currently offers unified programs in soccer, basketball, outdoor track, and volleyball. Learn more at NHIAA.org.
Nice carry off the left side by the Blue Devils. Jacob Beaudry gets a first down. Jim Campanini, my Lowell Sun editor, said a variation of that one time. He said, every word you say is digging your hole deeper. In a very Goodfellas accent.
Deeper. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that was, Yeah, I'm trying to explain why the article was a little late. And it wasn't going over well.
Okay.
So I did. Maybe he stole that old adage, and I didn't even realize it was
Maybe
said
so.
many times.
To that, well, you can't quote the silent. Toss sweep to the right side. Nice pickup there.
Zanini. Oh, he's still on his
keeps it
feet.
driving.
Wow, determination. Jordan Zanini, who is Bridgeton bound.
Yeah.
What a great school that is, a college preparatory one-year school where he's probably going to be a star on their football team.
That's going to be it for, I think Jordan has had a nice career here and a fantastic season for the Salem Blue Devil team. Going to come up a game short of the finals, but just a really nice senior season for that young man, and a great job by this Salem team. And they just ran into a really well-coached Pinkerton team that was able to take advantage of those turnovers.
Zanini's able to come up with kind of a botched handoff and turn it into a first down against some second-unit players, perhaps, for Pinkerton.
They're going to let him kind of go out.
Sure.
Carrying
16 seconds to go, one play left. Pleasure to do the game again with you, Coach Roby.
Always a pleasure,
Always
sir.
an education on football when I hear you diagram the plays.
I'm actually right with some of the stuff I say,
You
too.
absolutely are.
Opinions
99%
vary, but,
of the time, yes. And that'll do it. So today's NHIAA Division I football semifinal was brought to you by the Highlight Guy Sports Network in conjunction with the NFHS Network. We'd like to thank Jeff Soika, Assistant Athletic Director here at Pinkerton Academy, and the staff for their hospitality and setting us up for this live stream. We'd also like to thank the NFHS Network, Dave Blanchard and Don Boyle, and all the staff working behind the scenes. We value our partnership with them and would not be able to live stream today's matchup without their consent. For Steve Cody, our executive producer, Jason Roby on color commentary, I'm John Collins. It has been a pleasure bringing you tonight's D1 semifinal. Good night from Derry, New Hampshire, and take care, everybody.